Previously on the Unlimited Power Show.
I am Jonathan Spikes. I'm the founder and executive director of the Affirming Youth Foundation in Miami. I founded an organization based upon my childhood experiences of growing up with multiple traumas. When I was 6 years old, my 14-year-old brother was taking out the garbage can. He came back in the house with a bullet in his leg. There was blood in our living room floor. The police department, the fire department, and all the neighbors came into our neighborhood, into our home because of this event. And the very next day, we never spoke about it.
What internal changes you had to make personally to actually develop to that point where you thought this is more than Jonathan Spikes. This is about everyone like me that's been struggling.
Well, I know I struggle with faulty perceptions. Sometimes something could happen and you could think the absolute worst and you don't think that you could get over it. And through mental health counseling, it teaches you, it's called cognitive distortions.
Yes.
And it teaches you how to look at things. Things are always, there's two sides to every single thing. And one of the most important things they will ask is, what if? You say, like, well, if I do this, I'm gonna fail. But what if you fail? What happens then? Are you gonna die? What's gonna happen?
What's the worst that can happen? Yeah.
So internally, beginning to ask myself, what if? And to begin to reframe the stories that we normally tell ourselves. I can't do it. It's too hard. They're not gonna like me. They're not gonna accept me. Beginning to reframe those questions. So if they don't like you, what? So what?
Yeah.
What happens then? Do you give up or do you keep going? They're not going to accept me. So what?
Yeah.
You mean everybody in the world is not going to accept you, or just some people?
Yeah.
So beginning to do that kind of work right there helped me to become a better person and to stop the nasty, negative, automatic thoughts that we sometimes have, especially when you come from traumatic experiences.
Yeah.
To stop things like that, and that was a lot of things that I began to look in the mirror too. I used to stand up in the mirror and tell myself I could do it, I can make it, I'm going to do this, I am going to become this. I see myself being that, and I said over and over again. And sometimes even in my office now, I still tell myself those things.
Yeah.
I can see it. Even though it has not manifested in the physical, I can see it though. I still see myself accomplishing and doing other things besides what I'm doing now, even greater on a larger scale.
So the inner work is like ongoing. It's like you had to reach certain steps, certain stages. And then what stage do you believe that you're in right now?
It's interesting that you would say that because I was just having that internal dialogue with myself like 2 days ago. Opening the Affirming Youth Center was a big deal. But now what? What does this mean? Because in life, I believe we're always having to learn. Because once you know it all, you die, right? Because you'll never know it all as long as you're a living being, because we experience different things, different people's, different situations that help us continue to grow.
Yeah, I would say like wisdom seeks to understand and knowledge wants to be understood.
Yes, it has to be understood. And so I was, like I said, I was in the office and saying, well, you did this, now what? And it was interesting because I could be comfortable where I am now. Okay, I did this. This is a big deal. We just got some major funding to continue our work. And so I could just sit down and try to be chill and everything like that. But it's so much bigger than me. It is so much bigger than I am that I see our work going out to the community of Liberty City. That's where we're located. But I also see it going into Boca or Jacksonville, Delray, and then going into other states and other cities, other communities. It's so much bigger than I am. And the reason I know it's so much bigger because I was able to release it. Once I did it, I was able to say, okay, this is so much bigger than Jonathan. Here you go, universe. Go out and do whatever it is that you need to do to go out there to help somebody else, to see somebody else, so they can know that although some of the things that they go through is traumatic and it hurts and it is painful, that they can overcome it too. And not only can they overcome it, they could use their story to go out and empower themselves to go share the story with other people to let them know that they could do the same thing too, even bigger and greater.
Yeah, it's that collective consciousness mentality. It's like when you discover it, it's like the first man, Columbus Day was a couple days ago, right?
what was that? I didn't even know. We have a Columbus Day?
Yeah, and also there's also Ingenious People.
Indigenous People Day, yes.
Indigenous People Day, too. So, he supposedly discovered America. You have to go and tell other people, this America is here. It's like a real thing. This America, land of the free. You got to come. So you're that person that says, I discovered, oh snap. If I take care of my mental health and I release past mental baggage, I can actually move forward and build something great. And then you see yourself doing it, so you're like, dang, now let's do it in one city. Now let's do it 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes.
Let's put it all over the world. But I think the whole idea itself is so valuable. Just literally doing this.
Yes, this piece right here.
Speaking as much in front of as many people and sparking that, oh, maybe I should go try to get a counseling session. That will literally change the world, because we have millionaires, billionaires right now who are not mentally, what I would say, whole, or not, who's not mentally like,
Or emotionally whole.
emotionally whole. Yeah.
Because are we really? Are we ever really?
Yeah.
Because somebody dies. If somebody who you loved was very dear to you, your mother, grandmother, father, brother, sister, spouse, it could take a toll on you.
Yeah.
And the love that you have for them could be so deep.
Yeah.
That tragic event or that unexpected event of them passing away could hurt you so much that you could just give up. That don't mean that you had mental problems before.
Yeah.
That means that something was so traumatic that it wounded your spirit. It wounded you emotionally, and it wounded you psychologically, that it presents problems for you. So these things are not just for people who has we can sometimes give mental illness or mental issues or emotional issues a bad name, but it's not. It's human to experience different emotions. But how can we experience these things in a positive way that it works for us instead of against us is where we come from. Because like I said, we're from different cultures. And in some cultures, when you say you should go seek help, some people say, no, I just need Jesus. I don't need to seek help. I just need Jesus. I'm going to pray about it, and it's going to be all right. And some people are not going to talk to you anyway. They're going to say, what, you think I'm crazy? The same thing I said. You think I'm crazy? And it's not about being crazy. It's not about that at all. It's about being empowered. That's what it's about. So the more people we can empower or partner with you to empower yourself, because I can't give you the power. I can't make you take nothing that you don't want. But the more people that we can partner with to help them empower themselves is what it's about.
Because when you empower yourself, your light literally shines on other people's lives.
Exactly.
Right? They might see you react to you might even not notice it.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody might see you react to a certain situation in a way, and they're like, I would have reacted completely different.
Right. And that shows you your growth too.
Yeah.
When you don't respond in the same way. The same person doing the same thing, but you're not getting a gun and shooting them or punching them in the face or cursing them out. Just peace be unto you, my brother.
Right. Peace be unto you.
Yes.
Yeah, let me tell you something that I've been seeing. I've been going to all kind of communities around Little Haiti, and where it's not as much wealth, in that area, in certain areas where people, just getting through their day-to-day lives. But I've seen a lot of people that, like you said, most people don't think, oh, I'm crazy. I don't want to use that word crazy, per se. It's just not a good word at all.
It's not.
It's
and they're not crazy.
Bit. Yeah, but there are people who are not mentally there. Let's say that. Like, you could see that they're not mentally there. And I see it more and more often. So do you think, like, being alone or feeling like you've been casted out of society plays a big role in, like, kind of, like, losing control of your mind?
Yes, it could play a big role. And, some things are very hard for people to get over.
Yeah. Sometimes
people go through some very traumatic experiences. I remember I was reading an article, I think it was not too long ago, that the children were at home and they went to go to McDonald's or somewhere. And they got in the car. They just left the dad and the mom. They got in the car. And when they got in the car, they had an accident and all of them died. And the father was on the news. He was still shocked, but he was so calm. And I said it hadn't hit him yet. Just till he was able to talk to the media and everything is going to work out. It hadn't hit him yet. But I can imagine, what if something like that was to happen to me?
Yeah.
So people experience some very traumatic experiences and they feel there is no hope. in that moment and in that space, because life is going to come at you. I don't care who you are. Life is going to come at you. So to prevent from feeling outcast and that it can't get any better is to have some type of belief system. Whether you believe in God or believe in Allah, believe in whatever you want to believe in, believing in something to know that that something that you believe in is greater than any challenge that I face, and that if I can hold on to that belief, it can help me get through any situation that this life brings each and every time. And that's what I have to go through. Sometimes life seems good for a lot of people. When you look at Oprah and all her money, you don't think they face storms, or Beyonce, that they face storms. And then when you find out later, oh, she had a miscarriage and she had problems in her marriage, and because that is a shared human experience. We're all going to face obstacles in our life. How we deal with them determines our own outcomes. So don't lose hope.
Don't lose hope.
Don't lose hope.
So
Don't lose hope.
all right, that's don't lose hope, ladies and gentlemen. It's like hope is this line said hope is a beggar? Somebody said that? Well, I don't agree with that line. Hope keeps us going, you know.
It
and it's
does.
just not hoping, but it's also faith.
Faith. You need
I think that's a way better that word.
Yeah,
It's faith.
faith.
How important is faith to you? What's your definition of that?
Faith is believing even when you can't see it. Believe it even when you can't see it. You know, as children, we used to dream a lot. We said, I want that car. I remember we used to say, I want that car when I grow up. I'm going to have this type of house when I grow up. And now we even do vision boards where we put the things on the board to remind us. Because when life comes at you, I always go back to my vision board and say, I'm going to do this right here. And eventually those things came to pass. So faith is believing even when you can't see it. Even when everything comes against you and say, no, 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 no. When doors are shut in your face, say, no, I'm not going to give it to you. No, you can't have it. Just because you can't have it right now doesn't mean you can't have it tomorrow. Or the next day, or the next day. And that's what faith means to me. Believe in it even when you can't see it. Everything is not going to manifest exactly as you envisioned it. But sometimes just recognizing that the little steps that you are taking is helping you get to where you want to be, that is also faith. Patience is also faith. Believe it or not.
Yeah, without faith, you can't have patience.
Right. You need patience for faith. Because as a college student, you're not going to graduate in a year. You're not going to get a bachelor's degree in 6 months. It's going to take patience. It's going to take faith. It's going to take believing that even those challenging classes, I'm going to get through this class because I needed to go to the next class and the next level. That's what faith is.
It's going to take overcoming.
To overcome.
Yeah, we have to overcome all the obstacles thrown our way, really, in order for us to live as a human being, because every day we get obstacles.
Yes.
Every day we get turmoil. Every day we get disassociation, sometimes with ourselves and other people, and we have to reassociate ourselves and remold our character. So it's powerful, and I think that's like, if you don't get anything from this, just have faith in what you're doing. Have faith in the vision. And as you know,
have faith in the vision. I always tell people, whatever your vision is, you should write it down. Write your vision down. You may not know all of the details, and you don't have to know all the details right now. But at least if you write it down, you have some sort of map that you're creating. This is what I want. So when you start doing things that does not align to the vision that you have for yourself, then you know that's not the path that you're supposed to be on. That's why you should always write it down. Put it on your forehead, put it in your notebook. I mean, math was a challenging subject to me in college. And so I used to write on my paper and in my book, I can do this. I am going to pass this class. That was my vision, to pass the class. Now I couldn't just say I am going to pass the class and not do the work. I had to go to study lab. I had to put in time and time and time and work with the study lab and with the tutors they had in the study lab and spend countless hours in the study lab working with tutors. But I passed the class.
Wow.
Yeah, I passed that class.
So you've been doing that sort of writing for a while, huh?
Yes, yeah, that's what I do. I write things down.
So how many journals do you have?
Too many to mention. But the best journals for me is when it wakes me up out of my sleep. That's how Affirming Youth started. Affirming Youth started on a dream. I was in my sleep, dreaming. And it was so powerful that it woke me up out of my sleep. And when it woke me up out of my sleep, I started writing it down. Of course, I didn't know what it meant in that moment because it took 7 years to get to this point. I didn't know what it meant when I wrote it down, but I wrote it what I thought it was. I wrote it down on a piece of paper, and things kept coming to get me to the next place, to the next place. People started coming into my life to get me to the next place. People even came and gave me money. They didn't just come and give me money because I had a vision. I was able to tell them what the plan is. This is what I want to do. They decided to invest.
Wow. Invest in yourself, your ideas, and write them down.
Yes.
Right. And so as we almost conclude this, on the business side of starting a nonprofit, I want to give anybody who I've always had the dream. I've had a lot of dreams like that where I woke up and written them down. Some of them I still don't know what they mean. I'm just reading, I'm like, damn, this is really intricate right there.
Yes.
I'm like, well, I'll see what happens. What are some steps you took, and what some advice can you give to someone who's been thinking of starting a nonprofit organization to empower the world?
I always tell people that if you're going to start a nonprofit, also start a for-profit. Because there are some contracts and things that come up that nonprofits can't apply for, that for-profits can. And so the money that you can make with your for-profit can also help fund the mission of the nonprofit. Okay?
That's right.
I also say be open to change. You could have this big vision in your head of what things going to look like.
Yeah.
But they're not going to look like that vision that you have in your head.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that now. But that doesn't mean that you're not accomplishing the goal. It just means that there are other things that are in place, and that it is in place to help you get there. And also understand that part of the change is that the vision is going to expand. It's going to grow. Anything alive is going to grow. So don't be afraid to grow. Don't be afraid to listen. Don't be afraid to take advice, and be wary of everybody that enter into your space, because you never know why they're there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Those are not just tips for nonprofit. Those tips for, you're giving tips for life, Jonathan.
Yes. So
yeah. How did you build a team around that?
I built a team around it based upon telling the story, and people was naturally attracted to it.
Yeah.
So I believe the universe, God, sends you exactly the people that you need for moments and times like this. But it goes with preparation. People just don't come and jump on. Good people don't come and jump on BS.
Yeah.
Okay? You prepared yourself. You wrote your vision down. You have an understanding of where you want to go, what you need to do, how you need to do it. And then people hear it, they connect with it, and they say, well, how can I help you get to this next level? And they come aboard and you work together. That's how it happens.
That's really how a lot of things happen, for real. And I've experienced this firsthand in circumstances all the time. I'm like, wow, this is crazy,
Right.
It's like a mystic thing. I'm like, oh, mystical thing.
It could be mystic, and I hear that, but I also think it's just part of it. It's what life is.
It's what life is.
Nature doesn't fight to do anything. The fish doesn't fight to swim; it just swims.
Yeah.
Right.
The trees just.
Yeah, the trees just grow.
Yeah,
they don't go through this process of how am I going to do it? They just do it. And so we have to become the same way about ourselves. Be intentional about what we're doing. Be prepared. Do the research. Do the homework. Life is beautiful. I don't care what you're going through, how hard it may be in the moment. Tomorrow's a new day. It is a new day that it could change. I've been in situations where I had no money at all. Couldn't pay the rent. And then here comes a check before the rent is due. And I don't want to break it down to seem so simplistic as that, because I know as an entrepreneur and as a business owner that you're going to face enormous challenges. You're going to face them, but it is all part of the journey. It is a necessary step that you must go through to prepare you for the next level that you're going to. So believe in yourself, no matter how hard it gets. Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself. Believe in the vision, and believe in the mission here of the Affirming Youth Foundation, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of new projects, and I'm going to let Jonathan tell you how you can help the mission. This is something I've innately wanted to do in schools. Now, there's an organization that's doing that, right? So whatever way I can support, I'll support, but what ways can you support? Has this sparked some idea in your head? Has this like, oh, I've always wanted to do that? Well, then hit up the Affirming Youth Foundation. So what do you have going on?
www.affirmingyouth, On Instagram, it is Affirming Youth, and on Facebook, it's Affirming Youth Foundation. The message that we're doing, the main thing that we're doing now is the SEEDS program, Social Emotional Enhancement and Development for Success. We just received some funding from the William R. Keenan Jr. Charitable Trust, and we also received funding from the Miami Foundation. So this is going to be a big deal, and I am so excited about what we're doing, going into the elementary schools to teach these kids and to partner with their families to empower, so they can empower and enrich themselves. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Jonathan, for coming on the Unlimited Power Show.
Thank you for having me.
It was great talking to you. Like I always learn when I have people on the show.
Yes.
I do this unselfishly to spread out the word, but there's a slight selfish part of it because I learned so much.
Yes.
So I want to thank you for coming here. It really means a lot to me. Like it may not seem like it. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it does, but it really means a lot. And I really want to thank you too for coming here on the Unlimited Power Show, joining in on our conversation, learning about Jonathan Spikes, his mission, his vision, and his organization. So if you could take one thing from this, is that don't let your past stop you from surpassing what you're doing right now. Don't let your past be your present. Mm-hmm. Realize that you only have the present moment. You only have right now. Like literally, you have one moment and that's the present. Yeah. And whatever's in the past was, well, that was the present in the past. Was coming, that's the present to come. So live in the present. Be you, be beautiful. Remember that you have the unlimited power to achieve whatever it is that you want. And until you believe that, the world will forever miss your talents, your gifts, and all the great things that you have to offer. So let your light shine. Don't hide it. Don't dim it. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Edouard Gilles. Please be sure to share this video, like, share, subscribe, support. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's it. All
Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video.